Two little words sums up how I feel today. Two little words really that apply to everything when it comes to gambling today as far as I'm concerned. Losing sucks. You know, I was rolling along 5 straight weeks, turning a profit, and then I don't know what happened. It's not like I've done anything different this past week than I did the previous 5 weeks, but I've managed to lose 6 of the past 7 days, and I haven't even been close the past 2 days. And you know it as well as I do if you happen to be a client, because 2 days ago, NC State didn't show up against Boston College, and then last night, a team that has made me so much money this year from a conference that I have made so much money this year, probably my best conference overall. I'm talking about the Conference USA. I'm talking about Middle Tennessee State. An 11.5-point favorite, they lose outright in their conference debut against Southern Mississippi. Go figure. And again, let me just repeat those two little words. Losing sucks. But the reality is this. You know, we, as gamblers, as handicappers, we are subjected to the same streaks, both positive and negative, that the players and the teams that we are betting on a daily basis go through as well. And, you know, hey, it's like a guy who at the plate has a great 3-week run and then suddenly he goes into an 0 for 21 funk. It's the same thing. There's no rhyme, there's no reason other than you use your profanity quotient for the month in a matter of a couple of hours and you come away going, losing sucks. But you know what? You can't start a winning streak without a win, and that's the position I'm in today. And that's why, guys, I'd hate to say it, but it's so true. It's why I don't celebrate the wins, nor do I lament the losses, because the same way that I wasn't singing and dancing over the 5 weeks during the winning streak is the same way you will not find me peering over the edge today. You've got to remain on that even keel. I'm sorry, it sucks losing 6 of the past 7 days. And it was great winning 5 straight weeks. But listen, the winning streak and the losing streak, it's always lurking around the corner. And if you're a gambler, which is, let's face it, the only reason you're watching this video report is because you're a gambler. Either that or you're just amazed at what a great die job I did getting the gray out here the past couple of days. And you're just amazed at how well I do it. Otherwise, what are you watching this video report for? That's the reality. But the fact is, you know it as well as I do. It's just the way gambling is. That's why there are no guarantees. Now, I may be losing, but there's a couple of guys that are just absolutely red hot, and props going out to Eric Schrader, who won yet again last night. Another 100 dime winner, number 9 out of 13. Richmond over Duquesne. You got it for over half price off last night. He's going for winning day number 37 out of 59 today and 22 out of 33. And over the past 58 days, he's made $10 bettors, a little over $14,000. And today, he's got to play twice as strong, the 5th ever 200 dime college basketball release since he joined this site. It's a late game, 11:30 Eastern Time. Mountain West Tournament Game of the Year, Utah State and New Mexico matches his 200 dime winner on San Diego State over Nevada last Saturday. You get it for over half price off by using coupon code ERIC. And props going out to Jack Brayman. Yesterday, he hit a 200 dime play, the biggest of his career since he joined the site. As he scored yesterday. Oh, who was that play? Gosh, it was so easy. It was a late night game. Oh, Cal Santa Barbara. They were a 10-point favorite. They won by 22 points over Cal Poly. So congratulations to him. And today he has a top-rated 100 dime college basketball winner, number 26 out of 38. Pac-12 Tournament Game of the Year, Southern Cal and Oregon. You get it for over half price off by using coupon code 100DIME. All your other discounts and coupon codes are over on the homepage. Let's get to your complimentary plays. Last night, 1-0-1 with your free selections. Gave you a winner on Villanova. Pushed with the play involving Oregon. Tonight, let me first start with the game between, let me try to run these in reverse chronological order for you. Let's start with the game between, actually, let me start with the game that I want to talk about first, and that's going to be the Tennessee-Mississippi State game. It goes at 7 o'clock Eastern Time in the SEC tournament, which is being played in St. Louis. You know, earlier in the day, Tennessee was a 7.5-point favorite, which I thought was a very fair price. The Volunteers are now down to a 6-point favorite. And I'll be damned if I know why, because it makes absolutely no sense as far as I'm concerned, because they should be a heavier favorite in this contest. Listen, the Volunteers are coming off a win at Mississippi State just a week ago. Mississippi State, of course, played last night, 80-77 win over LSU. They were up by as many as 19 points in the first half. But it was a very unusual game for the Bulldogs in this aspect. They hit 10 of 17 three-pointers. They shot 58.3% for the game. They are not a good shooting team. In fact, they entered this tournament having hit just 30.1% from three-point land on the season. That was good for 342nd in the country. There's only 351 Division I teams. So then they nearly gave away all that 19-point first half lead and had to hold on for dear life to beat LSU. Now, the Volunteers won in Starkville on February 27th as a 2-point underdog, won easily, 76-54. They shot 56.2%. Mississippi State, tad over 39%. They out-rebounded the Bulldogs, 36-24. Mississippi State in that game, 4 for 20 on three-pointers, 13 turnovers. Volunteers closed the regular season with 4 straight wins. They beat Ole Miss and Mississippi State on the road, beat Florida and Georgia at home. They are a much bigger team with Grant Williams and Admiral Schofield up along front. Schofield had 24 points and 7 rebounds in the win at Mississippi State. Williams only 8 points and 3 boards. But listen, those two guys combined averaged a little over 29 points and 12 boards a game. Mississippi State's not going to be able to contain them, so I like Tennessee in this spot here for the win and the cover tonight at the reduced price. Your next complimentary play, let me just see here. I want to see, just bear with me 1 second here, guys, as I want to double check and make sure I got the right line on this game. Yes, the next complimentary play, let's take a look at the game between... Let's talk about the game between Arizona and UCLA. Interesting game. This one, of course, being played at the T-Mobile Center in Las Vegas. This game is opened up at 4.5. It has moved up to 5.5 in this contest. You know, Arizona lost the only game they played against UCLA earlier this season. In that game, the Bruins were simply unstoppable from the field. Bruins yesterday beat Stanford 88-77, 12 for 27 with their three-pointers in conference play. They averaged a league-high 115.2 points per 100 possessions. They shot a Pac-12 best 40.3% on their three-pointers. And point guard Aaron Holiday has just had a tremendous run here of late. Last 5 games, averaging 28 points, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds. Yesterday against Stanford, went the distance. Played all 40 minutes, had 34 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds. He's played all but 3 minutes in the past 6 games for UCLA. Now, Arizona took care of business against Colorado yesterday, 83-67. In the first and only matchup at the McHale Center, they lost to UCLA 82-74 back on February 8th. And the Bruins shot 51.6% with 5 players in double figures. Whew, this is going to be one hell of a game. UCLA plays an up-tempo offense that gives Arizona a problem. You look at this Arizona team, and you say, my God, the individual parts, they are so talented, but at times they just don't mesh. And the Bruins just play a style that gives Arizona fits. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, and I think it's going to go down to the wire. I do think Arizona is the better team, and they will prevail. But something tells me UCLA is going to hang close and get the cover in this game, so I'm going to go with UCLA plus the points. Your next complimentary play, I'm going to go with Richmond plus the points against St Bonaventure. This game being played in Washington, D.C., so Richmond's going to have a little bit of a home court advantage in here. Now listen, the Bonnies did close the regular season with 12 straight wins, and they did beat Richmond at home 97-88 back on February 10th. Matt Mobley and Jalen Williams, the senior backcourt for the Bonnies, had 24 points apiece in that game. But one of the keys for the Spiders in that game, they did not have DeMonte Buckingham available in that contest. He is their defensive spark plug. He averages 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists, but he is really a very strong defensive player. They didn't have him for that game. Now, Richmond opened up with an 81-68 win over a Duquesne team that closed the regular season by losing 7 of their past 8 games. That was the Spiders' third straight win after, at one point, losing 5 in a row down the home stretch. I think it's advantageous in this particular spot for Richmond to dust the cobwebs off by playing yesterday, where St Bonaventure, by virtue of finishing second in the league, had that double bye. I think this is too heavy of a price. I think St Bonaventure wins the game, but I do like Richmond plus the 8 points in this particular spot. So I'm going to go with Richmond. And your final complimentary play, I'm going to lay the points once again with Villanova. Listen, I think Villanova, when the Big East tournament comes around, they just get rejuvenated. I know Butler handed them their first loss this season. I know Butler at that point had won 3 straight games against Villanova. But in the return engagement, Villanova took them to the woodshed. Okay, it wasn't a 30-point win, but they got the job done. And I think that got the onus off of Villanova by finally breaking through and beating Butler after 3 consecutive losses over a 2-year period. Butler did not look good yesterday. Rallying from a double-digit first-half lead to finally beat St. Hall on a rebound bucket with 4 seconds left. It was a miraculous comeback win against a Seton Hall team that really, just like Butler, struggled in the second half of the Big East season. Villanova, as I told you yesterday, would take care of business against Marquette, and that's exactly what they did. This is a Villanova team that needs to hit the 3 ball, and they did so yesterday after a sluggish start, finishing by 15, hitting 15 of 29 threes in that game, shooting almost 57% from the field. Once again, 4 starters in double-digit scoring. I'm going to go with Villanova and lay the points. Now, which games do I like of those 4 the most? I would say Tennessee and Villanova are right there on the top line. I would then say Richmond plus the points would be line number 2. UCLA would be line number 3. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'll talk to you again tomorrow when we do this one more time.